Hello all, welcome to Selenium Python training series. In this session, as part of Selenium WebDriver, I'm going to practically demonstrate how to flash an element using JavaScript in Selenium. So let's get started. For this, I'm going to take a example website page, and what I'm going to automate on this application, I'm going to show you first. Okay, before automating, let me show you what I'm going to automate. So here, once I land on this page, I want to flash on this element. Okay, I want to flash on this element. So the flashing means nothing but, the color of this particular button will change very frequently so that you will see something like something is flashing. Okay, flashlight. What you will do with the flashlight, you will turn on the light, turn off. That is called as flashing, right? Similarly, I would like to flash this button with different colors. Okay, how to do that, I'm going to show you. So for that, I'll switch to this PyCharm ID where we have some sample Selenium Python code to open the Chrome browser to maximize the browser window. And here we have to open the application URL. I'll open this URL, guys, and paste it here inside this get command. Here I'll create a function. Okay, here I'll create a function. That is, I'll just name that function as in Python. You have to create a function using def keyword, def space name of the function, that is a flash element. Okay, flash element, and here I'll pass element. Okay, whatever the element, that is which element you want to flash. For example, on this page I want to flash this button, so I have to create a web element for this element button, and while calling this function I have to pass that web element, okay, of that particular button. Now, whatever the element that is passed, how to flash it? For that, I have to write the code like this: driver dot execute script. In this, provide double quotes. After in this double quotes, you have to provide the JavaScript code. And after double quotes, provide a comma and provide this web element here. Okay. For this web element, I have to run this JavaScript. Okay. This JavaScript will be working on this particular element. So what I will do is, in order to flash this particular button, right, what I will do is I would like to change the color of this button. Okay, let's say I would like to change the color of the button to some green color, let's say. Okay, how to change the color? I'll simply say, I'll write down arguments of 0. That is nothing but this web element. First, this after comma, whatever the element is there, that is at the index 0. So arguments of 0 dot style dot background, I'll say background is equal to, let's say I'll give green color, right? After that, I'll just say time dot sleep. Since I have to flash it very fast, I'll just give something like 0.1. Okay, 0.1 seconds only. Within that time gap of 0. Not 1 second, I'm saying 0.1 second. Okay, 1/10 the time of that second, I have to change the color of this particular button. Background color of the button, I would like to change. I'll write down here driver dot execute script arguments of 0 dot style dot background. Let's say you see, I'll just change it to, let's say black color or red color, whatever the color. Okay, I keep on flashing that. So comma, which element, this element, arguments of 0 is nothing but this element. So green, red with a gap of 1 second. I'm doing that. I give a space, this warning will go off. And these 3 statements need to be running how many times? Many times. Okay, so these 3 statements need to run multiple times. So for that, I'll write for loop for I in range of 1 comma, I'll give 20, let's say 19 times. If this for loop will iterate, if you want 20 times, you give it 21, 1 to 20 it will come, and just align it properly. I'll add one more thing here, time dot sleep. At the end, I will just change it to the default default color of the button. Okay, whatever the element default color is there, it has changed. It may change to green, red, and it has come back to the default color. Here only one color is enough. If you don't have to go for green here, green and original color also you can go for flashing, but just to make it more appearing good, right, I'm adding one more way. Okay, so otherwise I'll just go with the default one. Like for example, it should blink with the original color and green color, let's say. So after 0.1 second, I have to do something like that. I'll copy this entire line, and I would like to change the color, background color, to the default color of the button or element that is being passed here. So how to get that color of the button? So everything will have a button, right? Inspect this element button. what is the default color, how to get that color. You see color attribute is there here for this. So element dot this I have to write some code like this. Okay, element dot some CSS you type, you'll get a 1 minute. Not coming. If I write here, it will come, but it's not coming here. Driver dot find element dot. Yeah, this is the attribute, guys. Okay, this is a command. Copy this command. Value of CSS property. I'll say element dot CSS, value of CSS property, and which CSS property, just write down here. Color is the attribute. Copy this color CSS under styles tab, you'll get it, and this will give you the original color, default color of the button. Okay, default color. This will get you the default color, and I need to, in place of the green, you pass the default color. Just say plus plus and provide the default color, and here do concatenation like this. That's enough. Okay, so it's flashing between the green color to default color of the button, and in between there is a time frame of 0.1 second gap between changing color, and these statements are going to run how many times? 20 times, because I have put all these statements inside a for loop. When you call this function, this function will flash this passed element how many times? 20 times. Okay, you'll see that in action. So now using this code, I'll call this function now. Okay, I'll just call this function, that is flash element. I need to pass the element. Which element I have to pass? I have to pass this button, right? For that, I'll create a some locator. You see, this is a button. When I inspect this button, this code is coming. I'll take this parent tag, and it has a proper ID. So I'll create an XPath expression out of it. /div at the rate ID is equal to / button. If I say, it's locating this particular button, copy this and write down driver dot find element by dot XPath. Give the XPath expression of that particular button. Just say button is equal to, I just pass this button here. I'll pass this button here. Just give a gap. You see, when you pass this button, this flash element function will be called, and this code will be run for flashing this particular button that you are passing here to this particular function. Okay. Now after flashing, I'll just give time dot sleep, and then some 2 seconds, and I'll quit the browser. Driver dot quit. Now run the script and see whether the button is flashing or not. Okay. Just observe that button on that application and see whether it is flashing or not. Just observe that black button. You see, it's flashing. You see, it's kind of flashing between black and green kind of thing. After that, it's closing. This is how using JavaScript we can flash an element. You can make it more complex also, like just again give this just write like this. Okay, red color, flash from green, red, and default color. Okay, like that. Okay, and again give a gap of 1 second and just change it to 10 times only flashing. Let's run how it is changing this time. The whatever the model or customized way of you want to flash red, that code you have to write here. Okay, it's up to you. How do you want to flash that? Now it's going to flash with multiple colors. You see, green, red, green, red, green, red, black, green, red, black kind of thing. Okay, these also we can flash. Okay, this also in which we can flash. How many times you want to flash? How many elements on which you can flash? Up to you. Whenever you want to flash an element, call this function and pass the element, and this code will be executed, and the elements on the page will get flashed. During the automation, if you want this kind of thing where whatever the activities you are doing, you want to get it flashed, you can write this kind of JavaScript code to get it done. So guys, you understood how to flash an element using JavaScript by running some JavaScript code in Selenium automation. So that's all for this session. See you in the next session. Thank you. Bye bye.